The distant council chamber was vast and dimly lit, filled with representatives of dozens of alien civilizations. Some were tall and crystalline, others slug-like with shimmering skin, and a few resembled creatures that seemed impossible to describe. They gathered around the circular chamber, their voices blending into a low hum of discussion. The debate was intense, focused on expansion and conquest. Many of the alien races had grown tired of the quiet corners of space they occupied and wanted more resources and territory. Plans were being made to push into systems occupied by what they assumed were weaker species. In the center of the chamber, a single alien named Ryle floated slightly above the floor. He was not as large or imposing as many of the others, but his presence carried a weight of authority earned through years of observation. Ryle had spent decades studying humanity, watching from afar as humans grew, adapted, and survived in ways that surprised other races. His voice was calm but firm as he addressed the council. "I must warn you," Ryle said, projecting his thoughts so all could hear. "Do not attack the humans. They may appear weak, divided, or emotional. They may seem like easy prey. But I promise you, once harmed, they will not allow you to flee. They adapt. They remember. They pursue. They do not forgive easily." The chamber fell silent for a moment, the words sinking in. But then, murmurs began to spread. One of the larger alien leaders, with glistening green skin, waved dismissively. "Rao, you worry too much. Humans are primitive. They fight among themselves even on a single planet. How can such creatures pose a real threat to us?" Another alien, a slender figure with wings that sparkled in the light, added, "We have conquered species far stronger than humans. A small test strike will teach them their place. There is no need to fear." Raoul shook his head. "You misunderstand. Strength is not only in weapons or size. Strength is in their resolve. Humans do not simply react, they think, they plan, and they remember every injury. Underestimating them is a grave mistake." Despite his warnings, the council decided to proceed. A powerful faction, known for their aggressive tactics and expansionist goals, voted to send a fleet to a human frontier system. They considered it a minor test, a demonstration of power, expecting to intimidate and possibly eliminate any resistance. Far away, in a busy human command center on Earth, the perspective shifted. The room was bright, filled with the hum of computers and chatter of officers coordinating operations. Captain Jihan stood over a holographic display, watching unusual movements detected near the edge of human space. Beside him, strategist Yoon A analyzed patterns of ship movements, her fingers tracing over the data. "It doesn't look like a routine survey," Gunay said quietly. "These ships are moving in formation, but slowly, almost like they're testing something." Engineer Sujin nodded, working on a panel that showed energy fluctuations in space. "We need to be ready for anything. Even a minor skirmish could damage our communication arrays and outposts." Fleet Coordinator Tae-Kyu leaned back in his chair, frowning at the reports. "We don't know their intent, but our sensors show they have advanced weaponry. We need contingency plans in place. No assumptions." The human team moved with calm urgency. Though they had never faced a confirmed alien attack, training and preparation were embedded in their routines. They did not panic. Each action was deliberate, each decision measured. There was a sense of unity among them, a shared understanding that they could rely on one another. Meanwhile, the alien fleet crossed into human territory. The ships were sleek, fast, and heavily armed. The aliens believed they were superior, confident in their plans. They did not expect humans to respond quickly or strategically. To them, this would be a minor encounter, a small victory to boast about in the council. On the human side, the first detection of the alien fleet triggered a series of rapid responses. Ji-hun issued orders to mobilize defensive positions near the frontier systems. Yoon-A began running simulations of potential attack scenarios. Soo-jin started preparing backup communication networks and defensive technology, adapting older systems for rapid deployment. Tae-kyu coordinated with planetary defenses, making sure civilian populations had evacuation and safety protocols in place. The aliens approached the first human outpost with the intent to intimidate. But the humans, despite being untested in actual combat with otherworldly forces, reacted with a speed and precision that caught the attackers off guard. They reinforced defenses, rerouted energy to shields, and deployed reconnaissance drones to monitor alien movements. Back at the Alien Council, Rao watched the reports with growing concern. The humans' response was faster and more organized than he had predicted. They were not panicked, nor were they retreating. They were moving deliberately, coordinating across multiple systems as if they had already anticipated such an attack. His earlier warnings echoed in his mind, and a sense of urgency filled him. The aliens at the frontier, however, were dismissive. They saw human systems as fragile, expecting minor skirmishes to be met with retreat or surrender. They did not recognize the quiet determination that had always characterized humans. From the earliest days of their species, humans had survived against predators, harsh environments, and conflicts far beyond their apparent strength. That instinct, that resilience, was now manifesting on a scale the aliens had not anticipated. In Earth's command center, Ji-hun made a critical call. We do not wait. We reinforce the outpost, but we also monitor the retreat routes. We need to understand their tactics, and if necessary, pursue to protect our territory. Yoon-A nodded. It's risky, but stopping now could be worse. If they sense hesitation, they might strike again. Soo-jin adjusted power to the sensors and defensive systems, improvising with available materials. We'll be ready for anything they throw at us. Tae-kyu began mapping all potential escape routes the alien fleet might take, making plans to intercept if they attempted to retreat. We do not assume their attack is the end. We assume it is the beginning. As the first confrontation neared, the aliens fired weapons at the outpost, expecting to break human defenses with minimal effort. But human shields held, reinforced with clever engineering and quick improvisation. The aliens noted the unexpected resilience, their surprise evident in reports back to the council. For Ra, the scene confirmed everything he had feared. Humans did not retreat. They did not surrender. They adapted quickly, coordinated beyond expectation, and observed every move of their opponents with precision. The warning he had given months ago was unfolding exactly as he had predicted. The aliens began to realize that this encounter would not be as simple as they imagined. Yet, they had underestimated the cost of underestimating humans. What they thought would be a quick strike and a show of dominance was already proving to be a test of their own survival. The story at this moment was not of victory or defeat. It was a story of anticipation, of preparation, and of the quiet but unyielding force of human determination. The humans, led by Ji-hun, Yoon-A, Soo-jin, and Tae-kyu, were ready to meet the unexpected with courage and ingenuity. Their response was slow to escalate, but precise, not reckless, and fully prepared for what lay ahead. Even as the alien fleet moved closer, confident in their superiority, they did not know they had stepped into a lesson they would not forget. Humanity was not the weak, divided species they assumed. They were survivors, thinkers, and relentless pursuers when threatened. The first engagement was about to begin, but one thing was certain. Raal's warning echoed in the minds of all who knew it. Do not attack the humans. Once you harm them, they will never let you flee. The alien fleet approached the human outpost with confidence, certain that a quick strike would send a clear message. Their weapons glowed as energy surged through the hulls, ready to destroy. The aliens expected the humans to panic, to retreat, to beg for peace. Instead, the humans reacted quickly and efficiently. They did not cower. They did not give up. Captain Jihan stood at the command console, calm but focused. "Activate defensive shields fully and prepare countermeasures," he ordered. His voice was steady, carrying authority without anger. Yun-A monitored alien patterns, pointing out weak spots in the formation. "They are overextending their left flank. If we focus there, we might delay their advance," she said, her fingers tracing paths on the holographic display. Sujin was already adjusting systems, rerouting power to the shields and repairing minor damage to the communications array. "We can hold them longer than they expect," she said, her tone confident, though her hands moved quickly to keep up with the pace. "We just need to buy time." TQ coordinated with orbital defense stations and nearby patrol ships. "Evacuation corridors are ready. Civilian sectors are secure. But our priority is to observe their tactics and learn. Do not underestimate them, Jihan." Jihan nodded. "I understand. Our mission is to defend, but also to gather intelligence. Every move counts." The aliens fired their first wave of attacks, and the outpost shook under the force. Explosions rippled through the surface defenses, and alarm sirens blared. But humans did not panic. They worked together, coordinating repairs and adjusting shields as quickly as they could. Each loss was managed carefully, ensuring that the whole system remained operational. Raoul, observing from a distance, felt a sense of relief mixed with tension. His warning was proving true. Humans were not reacting with fear. They were responding with thought, strategy, and determination. Every action was precise, showing an innate ability to adapt in real time. As the aliens withdrew slightly, believing their point had been made, Jihan made a crucial decision. "Do not let them think this is enough. Strengthen our defenses and monitor their retreat routes. We may need to follow if they attempt to leave." Yun-A analyzed the alien fleet. Their formations suggest arrogance, not strategy. They believe they can intimidate us and escape easily. But they underestimate our ability to learn and adapt. Sujin worked tirelessly, modifying damaged equipment on the fly. She took parts from destroyed drones and outposts and repurposed them to strengthen shields and communication systems. "We have to make every piece count," she said, sweat on her brow but eyes sharp. "They cannot know we are improvising." TQ coordinated with Earth satellites and distant relay stations, ensuring that the human fleet had the best possible information on alien movements. He set up observation grids that tracked every ship, every minor change in trajectory, and potential escape routes. "We are not just defending," he said. "We are preparing to follow if they leave." The aliens were growing impatient. Their attack had not produced the expected results. Small skirmishes with human defenses revealed patterns that the humans quickly adapted to. Each failed strike allowed the humans to adjust for the next. Their coordination was impressive, and their persistence unnerving. Captain Jihan made another careful observation. "They are testing us, not fully committing. We need to anticipate their next move rather than react. Spread our scouts along multiple vectors. Predict their strategy before they act." Yun-A nodded, her mind racing through tactical possibilities. "Every loss we take should teach us something. They underestimate us because they do not understand that we learn fast and remember everything." Sujin's hands moved quickly across controls. "I've repaired the primary communication array, and I've repurposed energy conduits from the outer shields. We are ready to counter any sudden attack." TQ kept tracking, his eyes scanning multiple screens. "I've mapped potential retreat paths. If they try to leave, we will know. Every direction is covered." The aliens, seeing their attacks met with resilience and countermeasures, began to realize they had misjudged their opponents. Each wave of human defense showed intelligence, planning, and the ability to think quickly under pressure. They expected fear. They got determination. They expected chaos. They got order. On the surface, human engineers and soldiers worked tirelessly. Emergency repair crews moved swiftly through corridors damaged by alien fire, patches appearing where destruction had occurred only minutes before. Shields flickered, then stabilized. Communications lines hummed with life once again. Humans did not simply react, they adapted, and they improved with every second. Raoul watched in awe and fear. They will not back down, he whispered to himself. They do not run. They do not give up. Once attacked, humans remember every strike and respond with unrelenting determination. As the alien fleet pulled back, intending to withdraw after their initial strike, Captain Ji-hun made a bold choice. Prepare a tracking operation. Do not let them retreat completely. Observe every move, every path they take. This is not just defense. It is the start of understanding them. Une looked at the data, calculating the risks. If we pursue, we risk engagement in unknown territories. But if we stop, we lose valuable information and allow them to strike again. Ji-hun's eyes were steady. We do not assume fear will protect us. We assume persistence will. Follow them carefully and learn. That is our advantage. Su-jin checked the fleet's systems again, making sure each ship had the power and resources to track the aliens beyond the immediate battle zone. We can do this, she said. Our systems can handle it if we stay coordinated. Take-Q finalized the tracking grids, adjusting for distance, potential jumps, and unknown factors. We cover every angle. They cannot escape unseen. Every path is mapped, every movement monitored. The aliens, confident in their ability to intimidate and retreat, were unaware that they had underestimated humans once more. They believed the engagement was over, a minor show of strength. Yet the humans were already preparing to follow, to learn, to adapt. This was a species that did not accept defeat lightly, one that could turn a defensive action into an advantage in minutes in the council chamber. Raoul's warning was echoed in his thoughts. He feared what might come next, knowing that the humans' response would shape not only this battle, but the perception of humans across the galaxy. The aliens had assumed superiority, but humans had demonstrated not only courage, but intelligence and adaptability that few could match. The first clash ended without a full victory on either side, but the results were clear. Humans had survived, adapted, and prepared for what might come next. Their unity, speed, and ability to turn damage into opportunity left a lasting impression on anyone watching. Captain Ji-hun, Une, Su-jin, and Tae-Q looked at the monitors, each understanding the gravity of their situation. They were ready to defend, yes, but they were also ready to learn. They knew that this was only the beginning of a test, one that would require patience, intelligence, and unyielding resolve. The aliens had delivered the first blow, expecting fear. Instead, they had found humans who thought carefully, adapted quickly, and acted decisively. The story of human strength was not in brute force alone. It was in their ability to survive, to learn, and to never let an enemy's actions go unanswered. The first attack was over, but the humans' response had begun something the aliens did not expect. The chase would not end. The learning would not end. The persistence of humanity had shown itself, and it was clear that this species, once struck, would never allow those who attacked them to leave unchallenged. The alien fleet had withdrawn from the first human outpost, believing the strike had made its point. They expected to return to their home systems, confident that the humans would take the damage and wait. But the humans did not wait. They followed. Every ship, every movement was tracked. The aliens had assumed they could retreat, But the humans refused to let them go. Captain Jihan stood on the bridge of his flagship, observing the retreating fleet. "We track them across the sector," he said. "Do not let them slip away. Understand their formation. Predict their next moves. We learn from every action." Yun analyzed the data, highlighting weak points in the alien fleet's retreat. They are not organized for a prolonged movement. Their confidence has made them sloppy. If we continue, we can anticipate their maneuvers. Sujin worked to retrofit damaged systems, improvising new communication links to keep the pursuit coordinated. We may be far from home, but our ships are ready. Every repair we make now increases our chances of staying with them. Tae-Q coordinated with orbital and deep space surveillance. We track their possible escape routes. Civilian systems are ready for emergency support if needed. Nothing is left unchecked. The aliens, meanwhile, realized their error. Their commanders argued among themselves, trying to decide the best way to escape. Some suggested using warp gates to disappear into distant systems. Others believed splitting the fleet into smaller groups would confuse the humans. But no matter their plan, the humans seemed always one step behind, yet ever persistent. Rao watched from afar, his worry growing. He had warned the council, yet few had listened. The humans did not chase out of desire for conquest. They pursued because they could not forget. Every attack on their people, every loss, every strike against them became a memory that drove their actions. They did not hate the aliens, but they would not allow attackers to leave without consequences. The alien ships tried to accelerate away, but the human fleet was well prepared. They adapted to every change, adjusting speeds, changing formations, and intercepting likely paths. They did not blindly follow. They calculated, they predicted, they anticipated. They were patient, watching, learning. No loss discouraged them. Each taught them how to respond better. Ji-hun made a careful decision to maintain pursuit without engaging recklessly. "We do not attack unless necessary," he said. "We follow, observe, and protect our systems." Their retreat is an opportunity to study, to adapt, and to learn. Yun pointed out patterns of alien behavior. They are aggressive when they expect no challenge. Now, under pressure, they show hesitation and disorder. Each movement they make can be predicted with careful study. Sujin continued to modify energy systems, using captured alien technology to enhance shields and speed. "We use their own tools against them," she explained. "Every adjustment gives us a small advantage, making sure we do not lose track." Tae-Q monitored long-range communications and sensor data, adjusting human positions to prevent the aliens from escaping unnoticed. "We are everywhere and nowhere," he said. "Every exit route is mapped. They cannot hide." As the pursuit continued across multiple star systems, alien morale began to crumble. They had underestimated the humans' resolve and coordination. Their ships were advanced and heavily armed, yet they could not outrun a determined species that adapted to every challenge. Panic began to spread among the alien crews as they realized they could not escape without being tracked or confronted. Ra'al observed the scene with a mixture of relief and dread. Relief that the humans were proving his warnings true, and dread because he knew the confrontation would escalate if the aliens resisted too strongly. He wished that more of the council had listened, but it was too late. The humans were in motion, relentless and unyielding. On the human side, Ji-hun coordinated with other fleet leaders to divide forces strategically. Some ships maintained direct pursuit, while others set up flanking positions to prevent the aliens from doubling back or hiding in asteroid fields. Every move was deliberate, designed to maximize observation and minimize risk. Yun continuously analyzed alien communications, searching for patterns in orders, commands, and energy signals. "They panic when cornered," she noted. We use this knowledge to predict where they will go next. Su-Jin reinforced ship systems, creating makeshift enhancements from parts and energy sources scavenged during previous skirmishes. Improvisation is our strength, she said. The aliens expect perfection, but humans can adapt. Tae-Q managed navigation across dangerous territories, plotting paths that covered all likely escape points. Even if they try to split up, we will know where each group goes. Nothing escapes our observation. The aliens, growing desperate, attempted to negotiate with small human units, offering surrender or safe passage. The humans, however, did not seek vengeance. They only demanded guarantees that attacks would cease and the humans would not be targeted again. Their calm insistence, combined with the knowledge the humans were tracking them tirelessly, left alien commanders shocked and fearful. Ji-hun considered the situation carefully. Our goal is not to destroy, he said. It is to ensure they understand the consequences of aggression and to protect our systems. Any unnecessary attack could escalate matters further. Une reviewed every engagement, noting strengths and weaknesses in alien tactics. They assume we will break under pressure, she said. But each challenge only makes us stronger. We do not flee, we do not panic. We adapt and continue. Su-Jin maintained the fleet's technological edge through constant repairs and improvisation. Every minor enhancement counts. Every repair gives us more confidence to continue the pursuit. Tae-Q monitored alien communications to predict movements, ensuring that human ships were always in position to respond to changes. We follow patiently, but we do not relent. They will understand that once humans are attacked, there is no simple escape. The pursuit continued for weeks, moving across systems and planets, testing human patience and skill. Each engagement, even minor, was met with thoughtful countermeasures and adaptation. The aliens had never encountered a species that could react so consistently and relentlessly. They began to understand the depth of human resolve. Once harmed, humans would not allow attackers to flee unchallenged. Raoul's warning had proven true. Humans were not merely survivors. They were teachers of consequences, capable of turning defense into pursuit, fear into careful strategy, and weakness into strength. The alien fleet learned the cost of attacking a species that would never let them go once hurt. Ji-hun. Une, Su-Jin, and Tae-Q, observing and coordinating, understood the lesson they were teaching the galaxy. Humanity's strength was not measured in firepower alone. It was in patience, in adaptation, in relentless pursuit when wronged. Every movement, every decision reinforced the truth. Humans do not flee. They do not forget. And they do not forgive lightly. The aliens, now fully aware of their mistake, continued to retreat under careful human observation, realizing that the humans' resolve was not a passing threat, but a permanent characteristic of their species. Once attacked, humans pursued relentlessly, learned quickly, and remembered forever. And in that realization, the first true understanding of humanity spread across the stars. The alien fleet continued its flight across multiple star systems, desperate to escape the relentless human pursuit. Their ships, though fast and heavily armed, were not enough to shake the humans. Captain Ji-hun coordinated his forces, keeping the fleet organized and focused. Ensuring that no alien ship could slip away, Unseen. EU and I studied every maneuver the aliens made, noting patterns of desperation and error. They are trying to divide us, she said, but their panic only makes them predictable. Every move they make can be tracked and countered. Su-Jin worked tirelessly to maintain and improve human ship systems. Using spare parts and captured alien technology, she reinforced shields, adjusted engines for better speed, and repaired damaged weapons. We may be far from home, but we can handle this, she said. Every ship is ready for what comes next. Tae-Q coordinated long-range sensors and relay stations, covering every escape route the aliens might take. They have nowhere to hide, he said. Every path, every jump point is monitored. They cannot escape without us knowing. The alien commanders argued among themselves, splitting the fleet, trying to use warp gates, or creating diversions. They tried everything to shake the humans. Yet the humans adapted each time. Even when the aliens expected surprise attacks or confusion, human forces anticipated their moves. Persistence, patience, and calculation were their tools. Reel watched, his worry growing with each hour. He had warned the Council that humans would not let aggressors flee. Now he witnessed it fully. The humans did not pursue out of desire for conquest. They pursued because they would not allow attackers to leave unchallenged. Their resolve was absolute. Captain Jihan maintained a careful strategy. We do not engage recklessly, he reminded his officers. We protect our forces, monitor every movement, and adjust as needed. Patience is our weapon. Yun-A analyzed alien communications. They are trying to negotiate with small units, she said. They offer surrender or safe passage, hoping we will accept. But humans only want assurance that attacks will never happen again. They understand consequences. Su-Jin continued repairing and improving the ships, making minor enhancements that increased efficiency and reliability. We do not rely on perfection, she said. Our strength is in adaptation. Every repair, every adjustment counts. TQ monitored distant systems, tracking potential escape paths and preparing human ships for rapid deployment. We are everywhere, he said. No movement goes unnoticed. Even if they split up, we will know. As the pursuit stretched across star systems, alien morale began to falter. Crews who had expected a simple retreat now faced constant observation and careful interception. Every minor error was noted and used against them. The aliens realized that humans were not just defending, they were teaching a lesson. The lesson was clear. You cannot harm humans without facing consequences. On human ships, crews worked in unison. Each engagement, each maneuver was coordinated, precise, and purposeful. They were not reckless, but they were relentless. Every loss was used to improve strategies, every damage repaired quickly to maintain pursuit. This was a species that learned fast, adapted faster, and refused to let attackers go. Jihan continued to issue orders that balanced caution and aggression. Observe, track, and adapt, he said. Do not take unnecessary risks, but do not let them escape. We learn from every encounter. Yun-A noted alien panic patterns. They make mistakes when pressured, she said. We can predict their next steps and be ready to respond. Su-Jin adjusted ship systems continuously. We use every tool we have, she said. Even makeshift repairs can make the difference. Improvisation is our strength. TQ maintained long-range observation grids, ensuring no alien ship could escape detection. We are patient, he said. We do not need to attack immediately. They will make mistakes. We will be ready. The alien fleet attempted to negotiate again, sending messages of surrender to small human units. Humans responded not with anger, but with calm determination. They demanded guarantees that attacks would cease and that humans would not be harmed in the future. The aliens were stunned. They had expected fear or desperation. They found patience, persistence, and resolve instead. Jihan consulted his officers. Our goal is to protect and ensure safety. Destruction is not the goal. We teach consequences through persistence, not hatred. Yun-A continued analyzing every detail. Every time they act out of panic, we gain knowledge. Every choice they make reveals weaknesses and strengths. We do not forget, we do not retreat. Su-Jin maintained ship readiness, ensuring human forces were always able to follow, intercept, or adapt. We turn challenges into advantage, she said. Every obstacle teaches us something new. TAQ monitored all movements, civilian and military, mapping all escape paths and ensuring coordination. Even if they try to split or hide, we know their location. They cannot escape our observation. As weeks passed, the alien fleet fragmented in an attempt to escape. Some ships fled to distant systems, hoping to avoid detection. Others attempted diversionary tactics to confuse the humans. But every move was tracked. Every path was monitored. Humans followed patiently, relentlessly, refusing to let their attackers vanish without consequence. Real observed silently, aware that the humans' behavior was extraordinary. They were not motivated by revenge, nor by conquest. They were motivated by a sense of justice and persistence, by a refusal to allow wrongdoing to go unchallenged. They were patient, disciplined, and unyielding. Once attacked, humans did not let go. Captain Ji-hun, Yune, Su-jin, and Tae-kyu reflected on the effort. Every maneuver, every adjustment, every repair, every observation demonstrated the human strengths. They were not the strongest in raw power, but they were unmatched in resilience, intelligence, and persistence. The alien commanders, now fully aware of their mistake, had no choice but to accept the humans' lesson. Their fleet was surrounded, escape routes carefully monitored, and their own panic worsening. They realized that they had underestimated the species they attacked. They had assumed weakness and division. Instead, they found patience, strategy, and relentless pursuit. The humans had demonstrated that attacking them carried consequences far beyond simple retaliation. They were not monsters, but they were determined defenders. They would track, observe, adapt, and never allow aggressors to flee unchallenged. The galaxy began to understand that lesson through the actions of a single fleet and the determined humans who refused to stop, even as the alien fleet scrambled and searched for any chance to escape. The human pursuit remained steady and calculated. Every step the aliens took, the humans were there, not with hatred, but with resolve. Persistence, adaptation, and intelligence defined the human approach. The aliens learned that the humans' greatest strength was not their weapons, but their refusal to let attackers go once harmed. And so the pursuit continued, stretching across star systems, teaching the alien fleets a lesson they would never forget. The humans were patient, clever, and relentless. They were not the strongest physically, but in determination and resolve, they were unmatched. Once attacked, humans would follow, adapt, and never let their enemies escape. The lesson was being written in real time, and the aliens could not ignore it. The remaining alien ships, exhausted and demoralized, realized they had no chance of escaping the persistent human pursuit. Captain Ji-hun, standing at the command console, observed their movements. "We surround them completely," he said calmly. "Do not attack unnecessarily. We only need to ensure they understand the consequences of their actions." Yune analyzed alien communications and noted a change in tone. Fear, desperation, and understanding were mixing in their messages. "They finally see it," she said. "They know they cannot escape without consequence." Su-jin continued maintaining the ships, repairing engines, shields, and weapons, ensuring that the fleet remained capable of following any sudden alien moves. "Our fleet is ready for any final attempt to flee," she said. "They cannot slip away now." Tae-kyu coordinated final surveillance grids and ensured that all possible escape routes were monitored. "Even if they attempt a last-minute jump, we will know. There is nowhere they can hide." The alien commanders sent messages of surrender, acknowledging their defeat and asking for mercy. The humans, however, did not destroy them. They demanded only guarantees that attacks would never happen again and that humans would not be targeted. The aliens, stunned, realized that the humans' persistence was not rooted in vengeance, but in principle and caution. Raoul, observing the surrender, felt relief. His warnings had been correct. Humans were not vengeful monsters, but relentless defenders. Once attacked, they pursued, adapted, and ensured that justice was served. Their strength lay in their resolve and their unwillingness to let aggressors escape. Captain Ji-hun communicated with the alien leaders. "We do not wish to destroy you," he said. "Our goal is to prevent further attacks and ensure the safety of our species. Leave your weapons disabled and your actions documented. Understand the consequences of aggression." Zune reviewed the surrender data and ensured that all conditions were clear. "This will be recorded," she said. "Future encounters will reflect this lesson. They will know that humans never let attackers flee without accountability." Sujin ensured that all human ships were prepared for any sudden violations. "We have the capability to enforce this," she said. "But our goal is to demonstrate resolve, not vengeance." Taeju monitored every alien ship, ensuring compliance and confirming that no escape routes remained. "They understand now," he said. "The lesson is clear." Across the galaxy, Raoul communicated the results of the human actions to other species. "The humans are unlike any species we have encountered," he said. "They are not monsters, but they are relentless. Once attacked, they pursue, they adapt, and they do not allow escape. They are a force that cannot be ignored." The alien fleet was dismantled, not through destruction, but through careful control and oversight. Their weapons and strategic capabilities were limited, and their aggressive actions were exposed to the galactic community. The lesson of persistence, intelligence, and cautious enforcement spread. Humans had shown that they could protect themselves, not only through force, but through determination and clever strategy. Captain Ji-hun, Yune, Sujin, and Tae-Kyu reflected on the campaign. They had faced an advanced alien species, yet through careful planning, adaptability, and persistence, they had enforced a clear message. Humans were not the strongest in sheer power, but they were unmatched in their ability to respond, adapt, and ensure consequences for aggression. Raoul spoke to the Galactic Council, confirming the results. "The humans are not to be attacked," he said. "Once harmed, they will never let aggressors flee. Their persistence, intelligence, and resolve are beyond what most species can understand." In the Human Command Center, the team monitored the final movements of the alien fleet, ensuring that all agreements were upheld. Ji-hun looked at the data, satisfied. "We have enforced the lesson without unnecessary destruction," he said. "This is the way humans protect themselves." Yun-A added, "Every engagement, every adjustment, every repair showed our strength. Humans do not rely on fear or hate. They rely on persistence, intelligence, and adaptation. That is our greatest weapon." Sujin looked at her systems and smiled slightly. Improvisation and adaptation won the day. Even when outmatched, we used every tool and every opportunity to ensure success. Tae-Kyu confirmed final tracking and compliance data. All is monitored, all is controlled. They cannot escape. The lesson is complete. The galaxy watched as humans demonstrated a new reputation. They were not invincible, nor were they warmongers. But they were a species that would not let attacks go unanswered. Once harmed, they pursued relentlessly, adapted to any challenge, and ensured consequences. Their persistence became legendary, their intelligence respected, and their resolve feared. The alien leaders left, their fleet dismantled, and their lesson learned. Across the stars, stories would be told of the humans who pursued relentlessly, adapted endlessly, and enforced consequences without cruelty. The humans had set a standard for survival and defense, unlike any other. Ji-hun. Yune, Sujin, and Tae-Kyu observed the calm after the pursuit, understanding that the cost had been high, but the lesson had been taught clearly. Humanity's reputation had grown, not through domination, but through intelligence, patience, and relentless defense. They had enforced a principle that would echo in the galaxy for generations. Do not attack humans, for they will never let you flee. Rail, recording the final report, summarized the event. Humans are a species unlike any other. They are not monsters, but they are relentless defenders. Once harmed, they pursue, they adapt, and they do not forgive lightly. Their persistence is a lesson for all who encounter them. The human team returned to their normal routines, vigilant yet calm. The galaxy had learned a permanent truth. The humans had won not through raw power alone, but through persistence, intelligence, and the refusal to allow aggressors to escape. The story would be remembered, and the lesson recorded in galactic archives. Do not attack the humans. They will never let you flee.